I personally want to be coached to find out what else can we do using our everyday skills to earn money, try to kind of launch school. I kind of felt inside something's missing. And I was like so excited when I saw you put that offer. And I said, I need coaching.
So your school currently is for medical professionals who are burnout. Do you
Yes.
currently teach ways that they can make money?
I offered in it a 5-day challenge following your model to find out what it is that they know how to do that they can monetize so that they can really take at least one shift off their schedule, at least during 1 month, if
Yeah.
possible.
I'm going to get into my advice. You're doing your profession, your medical profession. And let me tell you, a lot of medical professionals come to me and specifically asking me about YouTube. But you're not alone in that. Okay. And so I'm happy to help do a coaching session here because I think it'll help a lot of other people too. The incentive for you is just to be able to make more money so that you can kind of continue to do the work that you love. Is that what I'm hearing?
Not 100%. I'll
Okay.
explain just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I love being a respiratory care practitioner. That's what I went to school for. I'm very pleased. But I can tell you, we feel burnout. When I say we, I'm talking about us healthcare givers. While we're giving to others, we're lacking so much. Like, I don't have kids, but I work with many other healthcare professionals. They don't have time enough to spend with the family, with the children. It's almost as if somebody else is raising their kids because they're working overtime. So many of us are burned out. So I personally want to be coached to find out what else can we do using our everyday skills, whether it's knowing how to cook, sewing, anything else other than what
Mm-hmm.
we do in the medical field to earn money so that at least we can take maybe one extra shift off. So if I can replace my income, I would not mind cutting down. I don't have to necessarily wait to retire in what I do.
What I'm hearing, and also based on your onboarding message to me, is you're very keen on helping people figure out how to use their everyday skills. And I think that everyday skills, those words are important because it makes it really accessible. So when it comes to your YouTube channel that you did already start kind of working on, and when it comes to your school, SKOOL, your school that you built, what are those called and what are they about? And we're going to put them on the screen here so that people, once we really hone in on what it's going to be about, people can join who are feeling this. So what is it today?
First of all, I started with the YouTube channel, like I said, and I was talking about digital marketing because to me, it was fascinating when I learned about it. I wanted to teach other people in healthcare like myself. Again, if anybody else can benefit from it, good. But
Okay, so
I'm
you were teaching
so
digital marketing on the
that's
YouTube
what I
channel.
started the YouTube
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and with one goal in mind, so that we can have something extra, so that we can still work less. School, if you look me up, Ethelyn Ferrari, and you see, I didn't open it yet because I was still building that, but it's also about burnout, healthcare givers who are burnout.
So your school currently is for medical professionals who are burnout. Do you
Yes.
currently teach ways that they can make money?
I offered in it a 5-day challenge where they can, following your model, to find out what it is that they know how to do that they can monetize so that they can really take at least one shift off their schedule, at least during 1 month, if
Yeah.
possible.
I'm going to get into my advice. Okay.
Okay.
One piece of advice is that you're going to really connect the YouTube to the school. Like they need to have such a connection. Like if you think of my YouTube channel, it's how to make money fast, but without stress. And it goes right into your first 5K membership, like the school,
Okay.
right? It's just like people can join that for free. Boom. Yours is almost there.
Okay.
So that with the YouTube topic, overall overarching topic should be even more so less about digital marketing because a lot of people are digital marketing experts. Your
Yeah.
expertise and your lived experience where that all converges is the burnout of the caretaker, of the medical professional, even more so. The
True.
medical professional burnout. That is where your YouTube channel, I believe, is going to have more of its own lane and attract more of the people that you then they watch a video that's 20 minutes and they say, "Oh, I want to be part of that group because we're learning how to avoid that burnout." I feel like if somebody is burnt out already, a 5-day challenge may feel very ominous to them, may feel like overwhelming to them because they're
Okay.
like, "Oh, I'm already burnt out. I got to go back to school now and do a 5-day challenge." I don't even know what a 5-day challenge is necessarily. So I don't know if I want to do
Mhm.
something that sounds challenging, right? So
Okay.
I do a challenge on purpose because I want people who are like, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm ready to go over that hurdle. I'm ready for it to be a little difficult, right? Because it's going to
Okay.
change my life over here. So yours, I think you should use different language and a
Okay.
different model, potentially something that is more like a retreat. It's a virtual retreat in the classroom. Inside of
Okay.
this classroom, you get a virtual retreat, which takes you through
Mhm.
using the same things, but it takes you through how you can have find calm and find peace and find joy. Also, find out what your skills are so that you can start to make money passively, right? You're going to use this language that is
Mhm.
more like a breath of fresh air or a breath that you can take
Mhm.
rather than get out, at your starting line, you're an Olympian now, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Good.
think that will help a lot. I think
Okay.
it also has to do with um, getting it your first few people in. Don't focus on getting a lot of people in. Get the first few people in, get on calls with them or get a survey going in there and start to really work with your first 10 members because they're going to help you the absolute most. Even if you have 1,000 members one day, those first 10 are going to help you so much because you're going to learn what they want, what they don't want, what is helpful to them right now, what is important to them, priorities. One thing that I do look for is, has this person done what they're teaching me? What kind of success have they had? So if you, I love the guide as the learner. That is something that I teach is like if you don't know how to do it and you're learning how to do it, bring people on your trip with you. But I feel like there's probably like a top of the spear, meaning
Mhm.
something that you have done effectively using that lab framework that I use, learned, applied, benefited from. There's probably something you have done that you could actually start with, right? So let's say you've recognized a few months ago that you were burnt out or years ago, and you're like, there's one thing that I do now that is non-negotiable that helps me with that today. And it may not make you money, but maybe it's like, I take Fridays
Mhm.
off, or I refuse to do this amount of overtime, or I go on a vacation twice a year. Something that you do. I go and have dinner with my friends once a month. Is there something that you do that you have already started to adapt so that it does not get so overwhelmed?
I have gone on vacation with my church group, like in October. We
Yeah.
spend 2 weeks out. We go to Europe, different places, and I find it very relaxing.
So if you
Yes.
think about that, even that one thing could be
Mhm.
kind of that top of spear bringing people in. Like yes, the big deal will be this is how you're going to make money and this is how you're going to get all of that. But the intro could be the kind of maybe a few videos about this or, bringing people in. Maybe that first day that they're in the membership, this is what they do is what vacation will you take this year? This is our homework. Our homework is to choose the time and the location of our next vacation because you have that time off, but are you using it? That type of vibe. And then you can show pictures and tell stories about what you just did very recently. And that will encourage other people to do the same. And it'll start to really coalesce, bring together that membership. Even if it's a few people, it'll start to bring them together and, like, yeah, I want to do that too. Like, I want to do that. And then even taking it further, you could potentially, you don't have to, but this is an interesting idea, I think. You could potentially do some research, either alone or with ChatGPT's deep research feature, and you could find different, like your top 10 suggestions of a vacation, or this thing is actually happening. Go on this cruise or go to this. Look, we went to this place in Europe and we loved it. And you could tell people, look, if you're at a church and they don't have something like this, you could be the person that suggests it, and bring a few. So it's like you could give not only the suggestion of it, but the first couple of steps to actually make it happen for somebody so that they feel like they're not just like, oh, this is a great idea, but I don't know how to do that or find that. It's just like these little touch points over time. And then you become the plug. You're the person. Oh, I need to know what Etheline thinks I should do next. I need to know. Oh, she went on that fabulous vacation. I need to know what was that city called again, and what restaurant did y'all go to? That's the type of
Okay.
thing that's like sticky and interesting and develops over time. Let's say you're in your school membership and you have 5 people in there. Somebody asked me, the best way, like the best product to sell. Is it okay to sell Avon, or is it okay to do this, or should I do something online or in person? Let me do a video that actually poses that question and answers that question. Because if this person had it, I bet you a lot of other people have it. I'm going to use YouTube to bring people in, and then I'm going to use what I see inside of it to, you don't have to like call anybody out. You can just anonymously just say, let me write that down. That's a good thing to address even more so over here. And that's going to constant loop. You'll have content ideas all year from that because it'll
Okay.
never, if as long as you keep it self-perpetuating, it'll never stop. That I think is a good plan.
Actually, it's a brilliant idea,
Mm.
which I didn't think of. And every time I try to kind of launch school, I kind of felt inside something's missing.
Hmm.
So, and I was like so excited when I saw you put that offer, and I said, I need coaching. And I can talk about my trips because I forget about so many things when I go away.
I even wonder if you could be somebody's fit like guide on a trip. You know what I mean? Like it's just an idea, but let's talk about it for a second. It's like,
Okay.
what if your channel was about burnout from medical professionals
Mm-hmm.
and about ways that you can uh, um make
Unwind.
money, yeah, unwind, like make different pieces of it. Some of it is about making money, some of it is about just getting out of the burnout to begin with because you can do that now, and then some of it is like mindset. And the school was about what we just discussed. One lane, and this doesn't have to be the total thing that you do, but I can definitely see you being someone who puts together a trip for 8 ladies or people, whatever your preference, and you
Mhm.
all are going to Sedona, or you all are going to Napa Valley, or you all are going to London or wherever, makes sense, Ghana, wherever, and you
Yeah.
all, and you're planning it, and they pay to be part of it. They pay to go, and then they pay you to be their guide. and you kind of put it together. Now, that is a big lift for you. That would be a big deal, but it also could be extremely rewarding. And for someone like you who is just, I think you're just completely interested in helping people get out of this feeling, it would be could be cool. Now you say, okay, that's the 8 people a couple times a year, awesome, or maybe even once a year, awesome. What about the other thousands that may be watching? That's when you have, hey, here is a 90-minute course that teaches you how to overcome the overwhelm, how to schedule your week, how to ask for time off. Like you're giving them things that I don't know it. You know the content because you know
Mhm.
what the thing. And yes, here is a list of vacations you could go on or things you could do or, ideas, my top 10 list, all
Mhm.
included. And that's within the school membership. I would make the school membership, no matter what you're going to sell, the freemium model. A lot of people think that they need to charge for their school membership because they're like, how will I make money if I don't charge? I make the most money on the memberships where I don't charge to begin with. And then for anybody who wants more, faster, or done for them, or easier, they will pay for more. If you think about you are in your first 5K, right?
Mhm.
But you've paid money for something that is closer proximity to me to get the answers you need faster. You could have gone through the classroom, spent the next 6 months really studying that and implementing and trying and that, but I may have just saved you a bunch of time in this conversation and you're willing
True.
to pay for that. So your customer, it's the same. You may have 1,000 people in there eventually, and 100 of them have paid for something, right? That's part of the business model. So then it just becomes a decision of, do I think I want to have the deliverable be a mini course that I can put in the classroom that you can pay for? Because you can, in school, you can say, I want this to cost this amount of money. They can be
Mhm.
next to free ones. Do you want it to be calls with you? I don't know if that makes sense, but it could. Like there was a woman in your first 5K last year who did in our $100 challenge offer challenge, she had $100 calls with other
Mhm.
caretakers. So she was a caretaker for someone in her family. She didn't even realize she was until she started doing some research and said, I'm actually a full-on caretaker. She was feeling burnout there and
Mhm.
overwhelmed and a lot of pressure. And she went through the 5-day challenge and it said, she said, well, let me just try to do one-on-one Zoom calls with other people who are caretakers. And I can tell them a few things that have helped me. Like simple things like taking out the trash and certain simple things and walking them through. One person at her job purchased two for two caretakers they know.
Mhm.
And that started a whole thing where she was able to continue to sell that. And that was like 45 minute, 60-minute Zoom call just to get started. And then she can put that on a YouTube video and say, this is what I'm doing, talking about caretaking, and then leading into you can purchase that call from me. And again, you can do that from school or you can do that on Stand Store. It's really not important where it is. I mean, I have my preferences, school and Stand, those are preferences,
Mhm.
lovable pages, things like that. But what's more important is, does the person know how you're helpful? Do they know what it is that you're
Mhm.
offering? And do they have a way to pay you for it? I think what we need to do going into 2026 and 2027 is take full advantage of what millionaires are doing, which is I'm going to just plug in AI to help me only only do what I need to do. I don't need it. You're trying to save time and you're trying to
Mhm.
relieve burnout. AI can play a big part in that too. So I would use it as your thought partner, your co-founder, your sidekick. I would use it even with this conversation going in and giving you some ideas. And hey, that could even be one of the modules in your school. How to
Yes.
use AI to help you with overwhelm as a medical professional, because I've learned these 3 things. that you can do with ChatGPT that'll help you save 40 hours a month. Something along
Something.
those lines.
Mhm.
Everything that you have in your classroom, by the way, as I said before, the posts and the comments can be turned into content. And every piece of content can lead people back into the classroom.
Forget about the first YouTube. I want to start a fresh one
Mm.
so
Do you
that
have
it
any
can.
subscribers?
I had a few.
Yeah, I would go ahead and just start a fresh one. Just start a fresh one. Know that it's going to take a little time for it to kick off. Study a little bit of what I teach about, hey, this is what the thumbnail should look like. This is what the title should look like. If you're not part of 360, I think you are part of 360 Pass.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that YouTube OS, I'm telling you, it'll tell you what to call your channel. It'll tell you what first 10 videos. It'll tell you it just breaks it down for you and it just, oh, I want to put up a video. I'm not inspired right today, but let me just do it. So that part is like that's what I'm trying to do is take away like all the extra stuff.
You don't know. That's very helpful because it was easier for me. I can see you put something, oh, I'll work an extra hour and I'll buy this. I buy that. But at the end, I have a whole lot similar to a library you have behind you, but what to do with them,
Yeah.
how to make them work for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Implementation. That's why we do the implementation calls, which we're having, on Tuesdays. We're doing the implementation calls in 360 because you can have a bunch of AI tools, a bunch of stuff. But if you don't know what
Yeah.
to do with it, what's the point? What's the
What's
point?
on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are going to put at the very least, we'll put your school link up, URL up. So the people who are feeling this, who've watched this video, they know I'm burnout. I want to feel better. They can go to that. And then we'll put your YouTube channel up because I know you're going to build it by the time this comes out. And I want people to go see your YouTube channel.
I have to. Yes.
So how do you feel? Has that been helpful to you? Do you have some ideas you think you're going to walk away with?
Oh, very much. I thank you for it. And I know the name of it, Clarity Call.
Clarity call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Because I've always felt like, oh my God, I start, but I can't finish this. I'm thinking
Mm,
it, but it's not coming through because I didn't know how to connect. Because I know what I want, and getting to know the steps to it was like, oh my God, how do I do this?
yeah.
And to me, that was an answered prayer when I saw the offer, and I'm like, yes, I'll pay for that.
Oh
Because the
yeah.
one, yes, that's very good. And true, when I go away, it's like, oh, I forgot about New York now. No, New York. And I missed you when you came to New York because I had to work.
Yeah, the offer is you get to have this call with me. You can do coaching if you want, you can do pure promotion if
Yes.
you want. And then we put it on YouTube and then my audience, there's always someone in my audience who relates. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to put anything on my channel that I don't also believe in and really want to help with. And I just think what you have is really special here. So I'm glad that you took me up on my offer, and I'm really glad to have spoken to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I always say, God bless those who help others because we don't know everything. We need help from other people. Thank you so much.